Set. All right. Hello and welcome to this week's live demo. My name is Michelle. Today we're going to focus on creating wall collections in room view. So the key idea is to be able to easily design and create wall decor and collections in room view to upsell to your clients. And this is something that you can do prior creating collections on your price list, or you can do it on the fly in room view itself. And so I kind of wanted to talk more about how to create them in room view on the fly, but I will go back and talk about how to build a wall collection in your price list as just a quick overview. So we're going to talk about how to create the wall collections, where you would find those tools within room view in an IPS session, but also in your client gallery, so you can see what your client experiences as well. So if you are an InView user already and you have an account with us, please feel free to open up your admin and follow along. Otherwise, you can just walk along with me and feel free to ask questions along the journey. I'll try to check the chat throughout this demo and answer questions. Otherwise, I'll ask at the end. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you do not see it. Otherwise, I'll keep moving forward. Thank you for joining us. All right, share my screen. Okay. What you're seeing right now is the admin area of InView, and I am going to pick an event to go over, but really quick, I'm going to show you in the price list manager. So if you click on your price list manager, and if you don't have a price list yet set up, you can use InView's suggested price list. So we have some that are suggested seniors, weddings, and then we do have friends and family as well. And then we have the default. So I'm going to go ahead and just open up the default price list here. And within that price list, we give you several different categories. And one of the categories being wall collections. So as you scroll down, you'll see the wall collection category. And if you see here, I've already created some, and some of these are tests and some of them are perfectly created. But when you build out a wall collection, you can just add wall collection. And this gives you the option for prints, metals, and gallery wraps. And those are the products that you can design in room view. As well as the wall collection. So those are the things that are going to show up when you're using room view to sell to your clients. So just for example, we'll just select prints. And something to keep in mind is if you are building a wall collection out of prints, gallery wraps, or metals, you want to make sure you have those individual sizes on your price list. And you have the ability to hide certain sizes from your client on your price list. I'll show you that in a minute. So maybe it's a wall collection that has unique sizes, but you don't want to offer that as an individual product. So you can hide that as an option on your price list and only include that in the wall collection itself. So let's just go ahead and say we want to build out 3 16 by 24s. So when you hit next, you can rename the collection. You can edit the cost, the price to your customer. So that'd be the retail price. And I'm just going to put a price on here. And so it shows you your lab cost, and it also shows you the price breakout for each individual one. Okay. And so anytime you want to, you can make adjustments with alignments, and you can rotate an image if you wanted to, but it gives you several different options. And so you can move them around. And if you notice here, it kind of gives you that alignment so that you are precise on those. And then it also gives you the total dimensions right here. Okay. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and call this, let me see if it'll, there we go. I'm going to hit edit. I'll just name it a triple here. So there we go. And once I hit finish, that will now be on my price list. And so under the print, see where it says hide from customer? You want to make sure you check that on so that way it is hidden from your customer if you only want to allow that to be visible and an option in your wall collection. So now that that's created, you can edit, you can delete if you'd like, but now that that's there and available, I'm going to go ahead and save that. All right. And so now I'm going to go into my gallery manager, unless you guys have any questions regarding the wall collection curation on your price list, and it doesn't appear to have any questions. So I'll move on. So once your price list is saved, then we're going to go over to the gallery manager. And I'm going to go ahead and open up an IPS session. Okay. And so once I have that open, when you are creating your event, you want to make sure that the setting for room view is turned on. Okay. So once you toggle that on, and then we have stock rooms here for you, but then also you have any guest rooms that you've uploaded. And we have a really cool feature called Room View Direct. And in fact, we're going to talk about that more in depth on next week's live demo. So please stay tuned for that. And if you do have questions at the end, I can talk about that as well. So once you have that toggled on and your rooms are available, then we're going to go ahead and begin the sale. And you select your client. And one thing that's very important is that you select the client with the email address that's attached to that specific event. So we will just use this for now. And I'm going to go ahead and showcase this in single view, since we are just talking about the room view options and wall collections. Okay. So now once you get through the process of culling your images. So if you look here, we've favorited several images. Okay. And when you favorite an image, it gives you the option to select different favorites folders. Sorry about that. So you can put them in different folders. And one thing that we were going to talk about is using favorites folders. And these can be built out prior to your session and also saved as a preset. And I recommend this because it keeps the sales process organized, and you're keeping yourself organized, and it builds confidence and trust from your client that you have everything taken care of and organized for them. So all they have to do is focus on the beautiful images and designing their home. So I would put that in wall collection, So as you're looking through this and you're going through the image selections as they rate them and favorite them, they have all of those options in their wall art, or maybe you name it, wall portraits, collections, and you can put multiple images in multiple folders at the same time. And that is going to be helpful when you're going in and building out a wall collection. So let's just say I choose this image and I go to order. There's several ways that you can get to your store, and one being from shop the store, or you can go to the cart or just open an image and open the cart. But I'm going to go in here, and there's two ways to build wall collections in Room View during the sales session. And one being, like we talked about, pre-designing your wall collections to have on your price list, right? So here's what we just built out. So it shows up. So I can go in and select that. And when I go to add an image, it's going to ask me, oh, do I want to pull images from my rated images or my favorites folders? And I'm going to focus on the wall art because I've already put these in here, and my client knows that those are the ones that they want for art on their wall in their home. So then you can simply just build those out. Okay. And go ahead and pull these together, and you can move them around. So let's just start here. And now you select Room View, and it'll pop these in here. Now it'll keep them together, but you do have the option to ungroup them here at the bottom. So if you wanted to, you can rearrange these images. Okay. And then if you wanted to, you can group them back together and move them around once you have them set, and add frames. And if you hit apply all items, and there you go. And if you want to, you can make adjustments. Again, if you've ungrouped them and you want them closer together. And if you change the room, you can select a different room in their home, maybe the staircase, and you can change the sizes if you want. But there you have that. You can share the room via text or copy and paste the link. And you can also save it for later. So if you're building out this wall collection and you want to build out another one for a different room, or maybe a different set of images for the same room, you have that option as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this one for later, and it'll save that, and I can come back to that if I want, or remove it or view and edit it. But I'm going to go back to the sale. Now let's just say that it's a design that you have not created on your price list and you're wanting to do it on the go. I'm going to show you how to do that. And it looks like we have a question. Mary said, you said something about changing the size at this point in the wall collection. Can you change the size? Absolutely. And I'll show you where to change the size. So I'm going to go ahead and pull from my wall art images, and I'm going to order, and let's just say I'm just building one out on the fly. Okay. And it might be this size, and I select Room View. So I'm going to put it in here, and here's where you would change the size. When you click on an image, this drop down menu comes down and you can select this different sizes right there. So you can change the sizes. Maybe I want to go up a size, and I can do that, and I can add a frame. It's an awfully big head on the wall there. So I'm going to take that down a size. A little more manageable. And if you want, you can also display the mat. So if you want to add a mat, you can do a 2-inch mat, maybe something like that. Okay. So in order to build out a wall collection on the fly in room view, you can simply go up and add another size. So maybe you want to do different sizes. And then you can add a frame and add a mat to match. And you can move those side by side. And then you would add another one, the same size or something different, depending on what your client is wanting and what you would like to design for them. I'm going to go black for that. Sorry about that. Keep it consistent. And then you can make some adjustments here. And if you want to move it around as a whole, you're going to click in a corner and then drag. And this gives you the ability to move it around on the wall. And then you can also change rooms and share and save for later with this option as well. And you can build out notes here. So if it's custom and you want to add some notes, if you click on the image note, you can add, okay, retouching notes. Maybe this item note is going to be frame black number 2 with a black mat. Okay. And then the order notes would be something like a referral, or maybe this one ships to grandma, or special packaging. So those are the notes. So you can do that on the image level, the item level, and the whole order level. Okay. And then you can change rooms here if you want to as well. And so once you do that, you're going to want to move them around, because then it's going to scale to the room. If that makes sense. And then you can add another one, as long as it's the same product, a print, a metal, or a gallery app. Then you can say, you know what, that 8 by 10 you wanted on the wall belongs there. Okay. And that's how you would build out your wall collections on the fly in room view. So let me go ahead and see. It looks like there's another question, just to make sure I'm understanding. You do not change the size in the preset collections. You can change the size in collections you are building during the session. Is that correct? Yes. If it is a preset collection, it's preset, so it's ready to go. You're going to want to start from scratch as far as building out a different size on the fly. Yes, Mary, you are correct. Okay. All right. Now that we have that, you can simply add it to the cart and it's good to go. But I want to make sure that I'm answering all the questions. So I've talked about how to create the wall collections using room view. And one thing we haven't talked about is the multi-select. So I'm going to go ahead and save this for later so we can come back to that. And then another cool feature that InView offers is the ability to use multi-select. And multi-select allows you to check more than one image. And then once you've done that, you can go down here and it says, I can rate it, I can compare it, and I can go to order. And then I can pull up my wall collection and it'll pop those in there for you. So that's multi-select in room view for wall collections. Okay, and then the other note is we talked about the favorites folders and how to utilize those for easy access to the images that your client wants. But also, I wanted to talk about where this would be located in a client's view, which would be in the gallery. So right now we're in the IPS session. You have complete control over creating those. And so your client would have the same options within the client gallery. They would just be doing that the same. So we did put some of the IPS tools in the path of the consumer so that they could have some of the same look and the feel and access to room view that way as well. All right, so I'm going to come out of there. I want to make sure there's no more questions on that. All right.
No, you can't.
All right, so I'm going to turn off my camera unless there are other questions in regards to that so that I can chat with y'all really quick. Stop sharing. Hello, hello. Oh, I see a lot of familiar names on here. Well, thank you all for joining me for that. I hope that makes sense. It's unforeseen. Sometimes you're in the sales room and you just don't know what might pop up. So if you wanted to create things on the fly with specific images, that's how you would do that utilizing room view. But also it's very helpful if you have those preset up on your price list. And if any of you need help doing that or you have questions, feel free to reach out. That's what we're here for. There are help articles, and that is something that I did not share with you. So I'm going to share that really quick on the screen. Those knowledge-based articles are there to help walk you through. I'm going to go back to the admin right here. And we have where it says help. Those are great ways for you to go in and get a quick answer. You can type in room view right here and enter, and it's going to pop up everything that you need to know about room view. But if you have more questions outside of that, that's what we're here for. You can call us, you can email us. We have great live support. And then also, if you are not in our private Facebook group, you're in View Space. There's lots of information there. We also do replay the live demos for those in that group. So if you wanted to go step by step, you can do that at a later date. Okay. Also, you can find any support as far as articles on the home page right here under Support Center. And this has lots of videos and articles that are helpful. So feel free to jump in on those too if you have questions. All right. Okay, if there isn't any other questions, I will wrap up. I certainly appreciate y'all joining me for the live demo. And next week, like I mentioned, we're going to talk about Room View Direct. It's kind of a game changer, and not everybody is aware that we have it. I try to educate as much as possible. And it's an easy communication tool for your clients and for yourself to easily get the rooms in their home. So even if they're using the client gallery, it's just great for them to have your suggestions, something that they can see in their home for visual purposes, a great way to upsell to them. If you do have any questions or things you want to learn about, please post those in the Facebook group, or you can email me directly. I'll go ahead and put my email in the chat really quick. And this way, we can make sure we're covering all our bases as far as the education demos, the live demos, what's next, what you guys want to learn about, what pain points you have. And that's about it. So thank you so much for joining me, and you guys have a great afternoon.